Prerna and Gaurav with us, and they have come to share their journey. And we will start by first thanking them for taking the time out.
Our pleasure, ma'am. Our pleasure.
And then I want to start straight away by asking Prerna first as to, before you came to us, share a little bit about the fertility journey.
We've been married for about 8 years now, and we've been trying to conceive since we were in the second year of our marriage. First, of course, as you know, everyone does, we tried naturally, but it didn't happen. So we didn't realize that this may not happen without an intervention of a medical professional. So we tried for about 2 years, and we thought that it's okay to seek help. We then visited a gynecologist. Stayed with her for about a couple of years, trying to conceive, them trying to help us conceive naturally. Didn't happen, and of course, with every day passing, our hopes were also, kind of diminishing. Then, our own gynecologist suggested us to go for, a fertility treatment, either an IUI or an IVF. We also, had almost 2 years of IVF journey before we came here. Actually, 3 years. 3 years. 3 years. And we tried, but of course there was no positive outcome. And by that time we were kind of, emotionally drained, and we didn't know whether this will ever happen to us or no. So the journey was emotionally very, very draining for both of us. Of course, both of us as a couple, we were happy, but we wanted the family to grow.
Correct.
And we did everything possible that we could before we really came and met the creators of our little ones now. But yes, it was a long journey, doctor. Yes, and as I said, the hopes were kind of very, very limited.
Every time your hopes keep reducing, emotionally it's up
Drains
and down.
you out.
It emotionally drains you out, and I'm sure physically it drained her out.
Right.
As a man, you probably don't go through it physically, but
But you are with your partner and you see that pain.
Yeah, you see that pain, and of course you want to support emotionally and mentally, but I think what a lot of people miss out is on the physical support. I mean, sometimes you just have to be there physically.
Correct.
I think that is the most.
I think that's a very important point which I would really like to highlight. And what I've seen with Prerna and Gaurav is almost all 100% of visits, or maybe 99, both of them were there. And I would like to pass the message to the male partners. Though many are very supportive, most are, but sometimes they feel that because the woman has to go through it, it's fine not to be there. But I feel if you are, then
No, I think it's very critical. Just to be there. I mean, of course, you might not be able to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
But the fact that you're just physically there,
Yeah.
I think that is
Important.
It's very, very important.
Yeah. Thanks. Firstly, how did you come to us? And secondly, what were your expectations from us? And did you a little bit about the journey that you had with us?
So my friend had referred, your name, saying that why don't you go see her once? So I said, we've already gone through the IVF journey for 2 years. Both of us know what it is going to be like, and we don't want to get disheartened anymore. We've kind of made peace with the fact that this may not happen, and we were okay. Of course, it's disheartening, but then of course, life has to go on, and we move on with it. She said, why don't you just go meet her once? Go meet her team once. Only if you feel confident, with her. Pursue, otherwise, it's your call at the end of the day. We came, met up with you, and honestly, we came with very little hopes because of the history that we have. We said treatment same hoga, everything has to happen the same way. What is the
For
point?
our viewers, how many IUIs and how many IVFs?
2 IUIs and 3 IVFs outside of your center, and 2 here.
So when you came to us, you had already had 3 IVFs.
I have had 3 IVF, but with no positive outcome.
No positive. Right. So then we decided to start on the journey, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I remember, yes, of course, for us, and this I had explained to our couples in a previous video, where we basically categorize couples based on age, how long they are trying, what treatment they've had, and what is the basic cause, and then decide whether it's IVF or not. And sometimes people come at a younger age with IVF, and then I decide we'll not pursue IVF, we'll do a medical treatment, and sometimes we are successful. But in your case, it was quite clear that because of the age factor, we would not want to wait any longer and then go ahead with it.
Yes.
I do remember the first cycle didn't work.
No, first cycle we had a positive outcome, but we didn't get a heartbeat. So we had to.
That was unfortunate, and then we tried again.
We tried again, but when first time it came positive, of course we were hysteric with the result. I mean that secondary that it didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
It happens when it has to happen, so that did not happen. But then we thought that we are not going to leave you now. Whatever you said, we are going to blindly do whatever you're going to do. Because we had not, seen even a positive report coming.
Yes.
So the next time when we, of course, came to you, you said, do you still want to try? And we were like, should we not? But you said, okay, let's give it a shot. Everything seems fine. Let's give us one last shot.
Yes. I still remember that consultation day when we decided to give it one go again. Yeah, I think there are three important points that I would like to highlight here. One is that for getting a positive and getting a baby is a journey.
Yes.
It is sometimes heartbreaking. It is most of the times heartbreaking when a positive does not land up with what we expect. So, our couples need to know that it's a journey starting from the treatment, the positive, and then the outcome. The next is like what you said, that the positive gives a hope. And this I have seen in many couples, that when earlier things don't work and then you see a positive, you feel your body may, get that thing going to the next step.
Yes.
Also, with sometimes we don't follow that practice, but sometimes it's followed that you give HCG post-embryo transfer for support. And in that case, when you give HCG, it will always come positive.
Okay.
So it is an external, it's not an internal biochemical pregnancy, but it's an external biochemical. So because we don't follow that practice, the positives that are there are positives. But if ever we do, or if ever anybody does, we need to make it very clear to the patient that the HCG injection given in these 14 days can also land up in a positive test, which is a biochemical. And whether it translates into a pregnancy or not, we come to know in about 6 weeks time. Right. Anything different you found in our center from other clinics?
So I think treatment-wise, everyone is following the same. What matters, of course, is the comfort whoever walks in here has with not just the doctor but everyone in the team. Not just you, not just your second in command, but even the person who's like cleaning the room has an impact on the positivity. So what we felt was that there was no reason for not pursuing our treatment with you.
Correct.
And honestly, we did try to find reasons. Is there any issue that we have? Honestly, there were none. There just were none.
Well, I think you were very clear and candid that this is what you should expect, this is what you should not expect.
Yeah.
I think sometimes you tend to say things that a patient might not like to listen.
Yes.
But then it is important for the patient also to know.
To
know that this is what you should accept and this is the process. And once that is very clear, that just gives you confidence that the other person really knows what they're speaking about.
Correct.
And it is not just something to keep you in comfort or keep the patient in comfort. And sometimes very important to let the patient know the truth.
Know the truth. Yeah.
I mean, of however good, bad it is.
Yeah.
But I think that was, at least for me, that was a deciding factor. I mean, since yours, as it is so low, I mean, somebody telling you that, no, we have to follow ABCD process.
Yeah.
And this is what we'll do. And we look at the journey. Let us not think of a little positive baby, but this is what we are going to do. You are supposed to do ABCD things. I will tell you to do this thing. And then let us see what happens.
Correct.
I think once that happens, you know and it's a thing, like you said, it's a journey.
Yes.
So you have to really look at the journey and not really at the end result. Of course, you want a positive return, you want some healthy baby, but I think it's more critical to look at the journey.
Yes. 2-3 important points. One is, the experience of any service provided. Say it's though I come from a very, my parents were in the government sector, not from a private consumer sector. But wherever I go, say even if it is a restaurant, it may be hugely branded or whatever it is, but the way the person serving treats me has a huge impact on whether I would like to continue going there or not. So it's not just me interacting with you. If my front desk is not good, or my injection staff is not good, or my nurses are not good. So yeah, that is something we do on a regular basis, where we try to take feedbacks, and if they are negative, we try to sort it out then and there, and try to keep the morale of the team up, and to tell them that you're not just impressing me. For you, it has to be. Of course, there are lapses. We are human, but we try to kind of maintain that. The other thing which you mentioned is also, I think, my life mantra, where I always think of the worst possibility. What is my plan A, what is my plan B, and what is my plan C? So, and I try to discuss it with the couples right in the beginning. कि ये नहीं होगा तो ये नहीं होगा तो ये नहीं तो ये, acceptable we go on, not acceptable we don't go on. So that it's very clear as to what is the steps. If you know what to expect, I think it makes it easier.
Yes.
Yeah, I think once you are really not bothered about the results, and if this not happens, I'm going to go to this plan. And I think we did discuss after we did.
You
discuss.
must have
and so I think somewhere down the line we kind of became mentally at ease. That if this is not,
then
you have
there is
something else
something
to look
If
forward
that
to.
doesn't happen, there is still something
else to look.
Correct.
And you kind of accept those things, and it becomes mentally you become at peace.
Correct.
It is very, very critical that although yes, I wish that everybody does have it, but if you have a couple of plans, I think
then it's easier
it's
to
just
go
more
through
easier.
the journey.
It's
Yeah.
a lot more easier.
Now we talked about the results. So what are the names of our results? I want to know.
Yes, so we have a girl and a boy. They are now 5 months old. They just turned 5 months yesterday. The boy is Ishan and the girl is Anaya. Healthy, touchwood.
Lovely. That's so nice to know. Ishan and Anaya.
Yes.
Yeah. So lastly, to our viewers, as a couple who's gone through 5 IVF and other treatments and successful at the end, what are the things that you would like to tell to our viewers or couples who are trying to look for fertility treatment?
No doubt the journey is a little challenging. Patience is the key that I would say one should have. It is not something that's going to change overnight. Just be at it. It is painful, emotionally, physically, it's draining, but it's really worth it. It's really worth it. If one can't conceive naturally, it's okay. It's fine. There is professional help which is available. We are lucky to have that available. Maybe 20 years back this wasn't that common, but now it is. So I feel that one should seek professional help. One should go for it. As you said, there's a plan A, there's a plan B, there's a plan C. There are ample of options available, and I am sure one of them will. Just stay positive in the whole thing. That's very important. Sometimes, of course, there are low moments as well. But yes, as support each other. While physically women goes through it, but mentally it's training for my partner as well.
Yes.
He's seeing me go through it. We both kind of are on the same page that we want to have grow our family. So as a partner, be there for each other, and of course trust is a very important factor that one should have in the treatment, in the system, in the doctors, in the team.
Correct.
Go with that positivity in your mind. That the doctor will make something work.
Work out. Yeah. Gaurav, anything you want to say?
Ma'am, from my side, of course, like I said, I mean, end of the day, most of the physical changes are in the woman, but ultimately it's affecting your relationship. So you have to be there. For any men, I mean, you have to be physically there. And it is very important to share each other's feeling, whatever they are feeling through, whether it is the lows or whether it is the highs, whether you want to feel like crying, whether you want to feel like laughing, whatever it is. I think it's very important to keep draining it out, because since it's such an emotional journey, if you just keep it within yourself, don't drain it out, it will someday affect you as a person, mentally, physically, and like I said, I mean, there is nothing, and in today's age, if fertility treatment is required both for women or for men, it's okay. I mean, you just have to go through it. You just have to accept that and go through it. I mean, people are open about it. People are discussing about it. There's a lot that you can yourself read about it. So, I mean, you just have to go with the open mind that it's fine. I mean,
Correct.
You just have to go through it.
So, two important points here. One is it's not what it was 20 years ago.
Yes.
Treatment is available. And one thing beautiful which I see in you as a couple is, whether it is fertility or whether it's not, couples over the years sometimes, especially when undergoing fertility treatment, I've seen, have certain stress element between them. And that, I think you've not let it come. You've continued to support each other. And that is a wonderful, I think, which all couples should try to get it through, because it's not a question of who is to blame or what is, it's you're in it together. And go through the journey together, and God willing, at the end, we shall all be successful. So,
I'm sure.
thank you so much for taking your time out and
Thank
sharing
you.
with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.